Hey, how's it going everyone? Here's a good piece of information. We're getting a new Saints Row, and it looks amazing. Certain games were so influential that they almost single-handedly created entire genres. The most successful of them, like GTA, would almost immediately attract other developers to try and compete with them in the hot new space. Saints Row is just that, an attempt to take on GTA in the realistic, crime-focused, open-world space. The original was viewed as mostly fine, but didn't really do anything to set it apart as more than slightly worse version of GTA in most people's eyes. It was good enough to spawn a sequel, and after that things got a little weird. Saints Row 3 and Saints Row 4 pivoted the series from being a straight imitation of GTA and embraced the more ludicrous and comedic aspects of gaming. By the time the fourth game came around, your gangster character had become president, the world was invaded by aliens, and you were placed in a simulated world where you had superpowers. These last two games were by far the most well-received and popular of the series, but we have never heard from the Saints since. Teased and revealed at Gamescom 2021, a rebooted Saints Row game was fully unveiled, with a series that has such a clear split in the terms of tone, gameplay, and style. Many were left wondering what direction this game would take. Here's everything we know about the Saints Row reboot. First things first, we're gonna have to talk about the release date. In a rare yet always appreciated change of pace, the Saints Row reboot was given a specific release date at the same time it was officially announced. However, as is the way with things, the game was officially announced to be delayed until August 23rd, 2022. The official Saints Row Twitter account announced the news, stating that their priority is to create the best Saints Row game yet, and if we released on the original date, it wouldn't be up to the standards we've set ourselves and that we are expecting and deserve. COVID-19 is also listed as one of the major contributing factors to the delay, as well as the large scope of the project. This is a pretty substantial delay, however it may do the game some good to not launch in such a packed month of big budget games. And of course you do remember what happened with Cyberpunk. Coming so soon, we also saw the platforms the Saints Row reboot will launch on. While it is getting a little late in the generation, this reboot will hit both current and last generation consoles. The full list includes the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and of course PC. First thing that caught our attention has to be the trailer. The announcement trailer begins by showing off the new location where the Saints Row reboot will take place in. The American southwestern city of Santo Elizo is shown off as being a mixture of wide open desert plains, neon cities, and graffiti-laden neighborhoods. A few new characters coordinate a heist to rob a weapons deal of some kind from a rival gang. Things seem to be very grounded until one character pulls with a motorcycle helmet with pink cat ears and lights that form a face across the face mask. He has no shirt on and revs up his motorcycle. While he distracts them with some witty dialogue, his partners hop into the car while they're distracted and peel off. A massive chase ensues with death-defying stunts, heavy weapons, and gravity-defying jumps. The trailer wraps up with an explosive finish. Thankfully, more details about the story and characters were explained outside this trailer. For example, the new setting will have 9 distinct districts, each run by rival gangs, and will be the largest map the series has ever seen yet. You will play as your own character, again just going by the moniker of the boss, and have 3 companions at the beginning: Eli, Nina, and Kevin. Each one suits a different role depending on their personality. Eli is your techie nerd who runs the finances. Nina, a former member of rival gang Los Panteros, is the driver and mechanic, and Kevin is the adrenaline junkie who was kicked out of the Idols. If you were looking forward to seeing old faces again, such as Johnny Gad or Kenzie, well, you'll be disappointed to learn that this reboot is completely divorced from that original Saints Row game in terms of returning characters. Aside from some Easter eggs, Volition has made it clear that this is a completely new game with no ties to the old one. Your boss character will be completely customizable, as they have been in the previous games. The team has said this character creator is their biggest yet, with 8 voice options, plus the ability to customize your weapons and vehicles in addition to your character and crew. In terms of the rival gangs, the 3 groups the Saints will be up against are the Marshals, Panteros, and the Idols. The Marshals are described as well-funded, high-tech defense organization, while the Panteros are more brutish and physical, and the Idols are wildcard punk types dressed in neon colors and seeking fame. Based on all of this, it seems like this reboot will land somewhere between what Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 3 was in terms of tone. It'll be more grounded, but still have that sense of humor and slightly cartoonish feats of destruction and mayhem to make it all more fun. We do not know a whole lot about the gameplay, however, the things that I know are as follows. This will be another open-world third-person shooter, which shouldn't come as any real surprise. Gameplay is going to still have some of that arcade style, with XP and leveling up returning as mechanics to level up your character and unlock skills and perks. While they didn't say what specifically, Volition has said that, aside from traditional firearms and melee weapons, fans can expect some more over-the-top weapons. The 9 districts mentioned earlier will be taken over one by one as you get stronger and grow the Saints up. Turf Wars, which were introduced in Saints Row 2, are also coming back. These events are where you take on rival gangs for control of an area on the map. Areas you take over can be used to set up new bases, and you can also purchase other properties for different purposes. A few examples mentioned were using food trucks as drug runners, arms dealerships, car shops, fighting academies, and even hospitals. A developer described the system as you're building criminal ventures, and each criminal venture is unlocking its own custom gameplay with it. And that's in addition to all the other stuff that you can do out in the world. Minigames and activities became a major part of the Saints Row series, and so far we know of one fan favorite making a comeback: insurance fraud. More will be coming, but for now, this is the only one confirmed. Traversal is very important in an open world game, and there are a lot of options in Saints Row. Aside from moving it around on foot, you will have access to fully customizable cars, which can be modified to be off-road ready, plus bikes, planes, helicopters, go-karts, and even hover bikes and hoverboards. Heck, you can even wingsuit off the top of buildings. But if you're feeling pressed for time, fast travel is still an option as another way to zip across the map. Co-op has always been included in Saints Row, and we are more than pleased to have it back in the reboot. The type of wild sandbox worlds that the series is set in just makes for the perfect playground for you and your friends to create dynamic fun. This time around, Saints Row will allow you and up to 3 friends to play in co-op together in Sando Aliso, either messing around the open world or playing through the entire campaign. Co-op will be completely unrestricted, allowing for drop in, drop out at any point. And the good news is it's cross-generational. That means PS4 and PS5 will be able to play together, Xbox One and Xbox Series X or S players also can team up. Still no word on if there will be any cross-platform support. One last thing that I'm gonna have to talk about here is DLC. Volition has committed to creating at least 3 pieces of DLC for the Saints Row reboot once the game launches. This information comes from details listed in the expansion pass. However, there are no further details about what type of DLC this will be, aside from the fact that they're called episodes, which we feel implies story DLC. Perhaps they each focus on one of your initial gang members, fleshing out their backstories. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for sure. With the release date set, pre-orders went live right as the game was announced for all platforms. You can get either a physical or a digital pre-order in one of 3 editions: Standard, Criminal Customs, and the Notorious Edition. However, pre-ordering digitally has 2 separate versions above Standard, those being Gold and Platinum editions. No matter which platform or edition you want, pre-ordering is a simple thanks to the tool on the official Saints Row website. Now this is it for today's video. I am more than excited to try this one out, and of course you can expect some gameplay footage on this channel as soon as the game releases. But for the meantime, hit that like button, get subscribed for more, leave me a comment if you have any opinions about the game in general, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new video. Enjoy.